Scarlett Johansson's absolutely furious. "I want my pin back," she screamed from the podium at Saturday's Women's March in Los Angeles. The target of her rage is fellow actor James Franco, who's been accused of sexual misconduct by 5 women, and who sported a Time's Up pin on his tuxedo at last month's Golden Globes. "My mind baffles," steamed Scarlett. "How could a person publicly stand by an organization that helps to provide support for victims of sexual assault while privately preying on people who have no power?" Then came her "I want my pin back, by the way" sneer. Franco denies the allegations and has not been arrested or charged with any related criminal offense. But such trifling details cut no ice with Ms. Johansson as she destroyed him in front of a huge crowd and millions more watching on TV around the world. How is it okay for someone in a position of power to use that power to take advantage of someone in a lesser position? She seethed. Just because you can, does that ever make it okay? She never used Franco's name, but it was obvious whom she was talking about, and her representatives later confirmed to the Los Angeles Times that she was referring to Franco. So she was convicting him in the court of public opinion, a currently very fevered court all too willing to believe he's a sexual predator. Perhaps he is. I've never met Franco and have no idea what kind of man he is away from the cameras. Similarly, I've no idea if his accusers are credible or not. I don't subscribe to the "my truth is automatically the truth" subtext of the otherwise laudable Me Too campaign, not least because there have been numerous rape cases against young men that have collapsed recently after suppressed evidence emerged proving their female accusers had lied. The truth, in matters as serious as rape and sexual assault, should be established by due legal process after all evidence has been considered. Otherwise, what are we, a kangaroo court with trial by Twitter? But Scarlett Johansson thinks otherwise. She's already decided James Franco is guilty and she is outraged about him. Which is curious when you consider her very conflicting attitude towards 2 other Hollywood figures also mired in sexual assault controversy. The first is Woody Allen. Johansson has made 3 movies with him: Match Point, Scoop and Vicky Cristina Barcelona. In 2007, she said of the director, "I would sew the hems of his pants if he asked me to." Yet this is a man whom we know seduced and later wed his girlfriend Mia Farrow's adoptive young daughter, Soon Yi. And a man who stands accused by Dylan Farrow, his own adoptive daughter with Mia, of sexually abusing her when she was just 7 years old. Allen's always denied the allegations, but when they were first investigated, a judge accused him of grossly inappropriate behavior towards Dylan and ordered that measures must be taken to protect her. The state's attorney said he had probable cause to pursue Allen on molestation charges, but would not do so, citing his and Farrow's desire not to traumatize Dylan further. So there was plenty of concerning smoke amid the firestorm of tabloid headlines. The kind of smoke that in today's climate would see Allen professionally and personally slaughtered. In 2014, Dylan wrote an open letter to the New York Times after Allen was awarded a Lifetime Achievement Golden Globe. In it, she recounted the alleged assault, and lambasted actors who still work with and celebrate him. "What if it had been you, Emma Stone?" she wrote. "Or you, Scarlett Johansson?" Dylan, it should be noted, is 100% supported by her brother Ronan, whose own reporting for The New Yorker on allegations against Harvey Weinstein helped spark the whole Me Too and Time's Up campaigns. Johansson, when asked about Dylan's letter, told The Guardian, "It's not like this is somebody that's been prosecuted and found guilty of something and you can then go, I don't support this lifestyle. I mean, it's all guesswork. I don't know anything about it. It would be ridiculous for me to make any kind of assumption one way or the other. Right, unless it's James Franco, who's been neither prosecuted nor found guilty. And even if Woody Allen had been convicted of child molestation, I doubt it would have made any difference to Scarlett Johansson." At the 2014 Caesar Film Awards in Paris, she found herself on stage at the same time as Roman Polanski. She went over to him, placed her hand affectionately on his shoulder, smiled broadly and whispered something that made him smile too. An odd reaction, you might think, from a woman outraged by powerful men preying on vulnerable women, towards a convicted child rapist that fled America to avoid being held accountable for his appalling crime. Johansson's not the only shockingly two-faced actress in this regard. Meryl Streep gave Polanski a standing ovation at the 2003 Oscars, and called Harvey Weinstein God from another awards podium. Kate Winslet, star of recent Allen movie Wonder Wheel, was asked by the New York Times, "Did the allegations against him give you pause?" "Of course one thinks about it," she replied. "But as an actor in the film, you just have to step away and say, I don't know anything really, you put it to one side and just work with the person." Woody Allen is an incredible director. Then, unprompted, she added, "So is Roman Polanski. I had an extraordinary working experience with both of those men and that's the truth." How lovely for her. The Hollywood Awards season is always an orgy of self-congratulatory, backslapping and gruesomely worthy speeches. But this year, it's already scaled new heights of politically correct horror. "I absolutely endorse the pursuit of women's rights and equality, in all its forms. But what we're seeing now in Hollywood is turning into a complete farce. The world's most famous town, racked by guilt post-Weinstein, has wrapped itself in a virtue-signaling vice from which I see no escape. And it wouldn't be so bad if all this new moral outrage had any kind of consistency to it. Instead, we're left with the likes of sanctimonious Scarlett crucifying James Franco but taking Woody Allen's paychecks and hugging it out with Roman Polanski. If you think time's up for these Hollywood hypocrites, me too."